Avengers: Age of Ultron is a 2015 superhero film based on the Marvel comic superhero team of the Avengers, produced by Marvel Studios and distributed by the Walt Disney Studio Motion Picture Company. It's the sequel to the Avengers film, and also a sequel to Captain America: The Winter Soldier, and it's the 11th film in the MCU overall. The film was written and directed by Joss Whedon and features an ensemble cast that includes Robert Downey Jr., Chris Hemsworth, Mark Ruffalo, Chris Evans, Scarlett Johansson, Jeremy Renner, Don Cheadle, Aaron Taylor Johnson, Elizabeth Olsen, Paul Bettany, Colby Smulders, Anthony Mackie, Haley Atwell, Idris Elba, Stellan Skarsgård, James Spader, and Samuel L. Jackson. And what's the film all about? Well, when Tony Stark jumpstarts a dormant peacekeeping program, things go terribly away, forcing him for the Incredible Hulk and the rest of Avengers to reassemble. As the fate of the Earth hangs in the balance, the team is put to the ultimate test as they battle Ultron, a technological terror hell-bent on human extinction. And along the way, they encounter two mysterious and powerful newcomers, Quicksilver and Wanda Maximoff. And as the Avengers try and battle it out, they must try and undo what Tony Stark made. Now, the sequel was announced in May 2012 after the successful release of the Avengers, the first one, and Joss Whedon was signed on to kind of make the sequel one. The film was converted to 3D and over 3,000 VFX shots were added in, with an estimated budget of $365 million, making it the second most expensive film ever made. Age of Ultron was released in LA on April 13, 2015 and was released in the US on May 1st, 2015. The film received generally positive reviews from critics and grossed over $1.4 billion worldwide, becoming the fourth highest-grossing film of 2015, as well as the fifth highest-grossing film of all time. And what do I think about this film? Well, let's talk about the good. And the good is definitely, I feel like the plot in this film is better than the first Avengers. I feel like Tony Stark is the one who kind of made this mess, and he literally was paranoid by, I love the whole connection with these films, Tony Stark seeing the portal in the first Avengers, he gets super paranoid, so he feels like he needs to make it his mission to help the world, so he wants to create a whole kind of like a shield around the world with the Ultron program, but that goes terribly wrong, terribly wrong, and it kind of starts to gain a brain of its own, and it starts to wreck shit up, and it's all Tony Stark's fault. Yeah, Tony Stark is a bit of but because he saw that vision, but was he all that wrong when he saw the vision of like the whole universe being destroyed? Because when you watch the Infinity War movie, you start to realize that maybe Tony Stark wasn't all that wrong, but this is just talking about this film. All the cast are also likable and do a great job as well. These cast are all just, they do a wonderful job, and we get to see a bit more of Hawkeye for once, and get to see his, like his private life and all that. And spoiler alert, he has a family and he has kids and all that jazz. I feel like it's really, really cool, to be honest with you. I really did like his little, family. I thought they were really good. Mark Ruffalo, Bruce Banner and Natasha Romanoff's romance is, I have to admit, the first time I saw it was a little corny, but the more I watched the film, I started to appreciate it, and I thought it wasn't too bad, to be honest with you. I thought it was sweet and cute, and I felt like both of them needed a little bit of happiness because, they've both been through a lot of stuff, and it was nice and it was sweet, to be honest with you. And it made it even more heartbroken when, as the film came to an end, you see the Hulk flying away, and it's like Natasha's like, Bruce, where are you, Bruce? Where are you, Bruce? I thought it was really sad. I love Elizabeth Olsen's portrayal as the Scarlet Witch. She's one of the twins of the two twin set, which is Aaron Taylor Johnson's character as the Quicksilver, and I feel like she does a really good job as this, girl with telekinesis power and hypnosis, and she's the one who kind of puts the vision into Tony's mind and makes him paranoid in a way. So in a way. And I don't know, I like how the repercussions of this film kind of continue into the other movies and how it leads up to the other films. I thought in a way that's pretty damn cool, to be honest with you. I really did like that. I also liked how they included Sam the Falcon and also Rhodey um, from like the Iron Man movie and the Captain America films to be in this film, because I thought, yeah, those guys are always in those movies and we never get to see them so in these Avengers films. So I thought, yeah, it was cool to see them, to be honest with you. I thought it was really great. And I love Paul Bettany as the Vision as well, you know. Obviously, spoiler alert, I've definitely given us a few spoilers before, but Jarvis dies and kind of is reborn as the Vision when he's kind of merged with Ultron in a way, and Thor finds an Infinity Stone and he kind of merged them all together and they create the Vision. And I do like his performance. He's this very strange like creature, you know, a very strange creature who doesn't know what he is, to be honest with you, and I do like that, you know. And yeah, Wanda, you know, gets a fascination of Vision, and we get to see more of that in the future films, to be honest with you, and I thought it was pretty cool, to be honest with you. The visual effects and the battle in the Sokovia land is just flipping mind blowing. I watched this film in 3D IMAX and it just looked beautiful to look at. The action, oh my gosh, the levitation, the destruction of Sokovia is just really flabbergasting, you know. It's just like, what the flip? My gosh, brothers are being destroyed, and it's really devastating to see that what Tony Stark wanted to do was to protect the world, and now he's destroyed it. It's like, yeah, it's like, whoa, in a way, and I flipping love that, to be honest with you. I love the score as well by Brian Tyler and Danny Elfman. Like, I thought the score was pretty damn cool, you know. I really feel like it helped, and I feel like this movie is a better, you know, told story than the first Avengers, to be honest with you. The first Avengers story was a little bit, Loki's here and wants to take over the world, but this movie is like, you know, it starts off with a character. It starts off with the Avengers just like trying to find, you know, Loki's scepter in a Hydra camp, and then it leads to Tony Stark getting all paranoid because he doesn't want this world to be destroyed by aliens, and he wants to make a suit of armor, and that goes all horribly wrong, and it ends up destroying the world in a way. And I don't know, I feel like it was told better in this movie, you know, and I feel like, yeah, it's a better told movie. Another great addition of this film is that they decided to go widescreen 21:9, because the first Avengers was more 16:9 and it had this very small ratio, but it going widescreen there was a lot more to see. It looked visually better, like the visual look was considerably better, to be honest with you. It looked so much more appealing and just enjoyable to watch, to be honest with you. Had a lot of good jokes as well, and it was just a fun film to watch. I love all these characters, they do a great job doing their thing and all that, and we always love a little bit of Samuel Jackson's cameo as well. Gotta have that in every film. But yeah, but the main mixed aspect I have of this film is that I feel like the character Ultron isn't that great, to be honest with you. I feel like he's a little bit corny and a little bit your typical villain, but I feel like he definitely gets more of Tony Stark's personality and he acts more like him, to be honest with you. Another thing about the film that I didn't really like was some of like the way some of the scenes were shot and paced out, to be honest with you. Like sometimes some I feel like this film was a little bit inconsistent with the other MCUs of Phase 2, with how in Iron Man 3, where Tony Stark was on the, you know, was literally, you know, on the run from these terrorists, the Avengers never assembled. Thor was battling, you know, some Christopher Eccleston character in London and it was going to destroy London. The Avengers never assembled. When Captain America was battling Hydra and they were about to destroy and kill millions of people, the Avengers never assembled. However, when Hydra base that may or may not have Loki's scepter is revealed, all the Avengers assemble. Even bloody Hawkeye comes out of nowhere. I feel like doing that just made it very inconsistent, and it made it feel like the other movies of Phase 2 didn't really connect in a way, because it just didn't feel that way. And Phase 3 fixes all that by really incorporating the Avengers in other movies, to be honest with you. With that said, I'm going to give this film, I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10, and I'm going to give it a B. It's not that bad. But thank you for watching this review. Please like and share this video, comment down below and tell me what's your favourite MCU film. With that said, thank you for watching. As always, a boy review signing out.